Do you have the best New York strip steak recipe hiding in your back pocket? I bet that you don't. So stick around because I'm about to show you how to take your steak from good to absolutely mouth-watering with this simple yet amazing recipe. In this video, I'll cover the best way to season and prep your New York strip steak, cooking methods that'll give you that perfect sear and a juicy tender inside, and expert tips to ensure your steak is cooked just right. Let's get started and make the best New York strip steak that you've ever tasted. But first, let's understand the New York strip steak a little bit better. A great New York strip is all about balancing tenderness, flavor, and fat. This cut is known for its rich beefy taste and firm texture, with just enough marbling to keep it juicy. The fat in the strip isn't just for show, it breaks down as it cooks, adding incredible flavor and juiciness. Cut from the short loin, which is along the cow's back, the New York strip is boneless, making it easy to cook and enjoy. It offers the perfect mix of tenderness and flavor, which is why it's favored among steak lovers. When cooked right, the texture is firm yet juicy, with just a little bit of chew. The flavor is rich, and that crispy golden crust? Well, that's the magic of a perfectly seared New York strip steak. Now, let's talk about picking the best New York strip steak. When choosing the perfect New York strip, marbling is key. Look for those streaks of fat running through the meat. They're what make the steak juicy and flavorful, but don't go overboard, as too much fat can affect the texture. Aim for a steak that's about 1 to 1.5 inches thick. This thickness ensures a great sear and even cooking, perfect for grilling or pan-searing. If you're working with a thicker cut, try to reverse searing it to keep it juicy and tender. And for my best New York strip steak recipe, quality matters. Go for a USDA prime for top flavor and tenderness, but don't worry if that's out of your budget. Choice cuts are still great and often more affordable. Even a little marbling goes a long way to making a delicious steak. Ask your butcher for advice and finding the best cuts that fits your cooking method and price range. Now, let's talk about prepping the New York strip steak. For prepping our New York strip, simplicity is key. Start by generously seasoning both sides with salt and pepper. These two ingredients really let the natural flavors of the steak shine. Don't skip the dry brining. Salt your steak and let it sit in the fridge for at least an hour, or preferably overnight. This helps the salt penetrate deeper into the meat, boosting flavor and tenderness. If you want to add some extra flavor, rub the steak with garlic or sprinkle on fresh rosemary or thyme. These additions are subtle but can elevate the taste without overpowering the steak. Keep it simple, but feel free to experiment. Oh, and by the way, if you're new to backyard barbecue and want a little extra help with cooking times and temperatures, I've got a free guide that'll make things super easy for you. It covers everything from meats to veggies and is perfect for getting started. Just drop a 100 in the comments below and I'll send it your way. Let's move on to the different cooking methods. Grilling is a classic way to cook a New York strip steak, giving it that smoky, charred flavor. The key is to get your grill to about 450 degrees Fahrenheit for a quick sear. Once the steak is on the grill, avoid constant flipping. Let it rest for 3 to 5 minutes on each side to develop that crispy crust. Then check the internal temperature to ensure it's cooked to your liking without overcooking it. My preferred method is pan-searing the steak. If you're cooking indoors, a cast iron skillet is perfect. It heats evenly and creates a beautiful brown crust. Heat the pan on medium-high heat, then sear the steak for about 3 minutes per side. Extra flavor, butter based by adding butter, crushed garlic, and fresh herbs like rosemary and thyme to the pan. You're going to want to spoon the melted butter over the steak as it cooks to achieve that 5-star taste. For thick New York strips, reverse searing is a game changer. Start by cooking the steak in a 275 degree oven until it's about 90% done. Then finish it with a quick sear in a hot pan for 1 to 2 minutes on each side to create that perfect crust. This method ensures an even cook from edge to edge with a crispy, flavorful exterior. Alright, let's talk about how to know when your steak is done. For a medium rare steak, cook your New York strip for about 4 to 5 minutes per side, adjusting based on thickness. Thicker steaks need a little bit longer, so monitor closely. Use a meat thermometer to check the doneness. For medium rare, aim for 130 degrees Fahrenheit. If you prefer it more done, you're going to be looking at medium, which is going to be 140 degrees Fahrenheit. Medium well is 150. And well done is anything above 160 degrees. Once you reach your desired internal temperature, let the steak rest for about 5 to 10 minutes. This is going to allow the juices to redistribute and ensures that it stays juicy and tender. Now, if you want a summary of this video and a complete step-by-step process, I've dropped a link in the comments. Once the steak is rested, it's time to slice and serve. Always cut against the grain. Look for the muscle fibers that are running in one direction, then slice across them to keep each piece tender. When it comes to serving, arrange them in a fan shape on a plate. And for an extra touch, drizzle some of the steak's natural juices or melted butter over the slices to enhance the flavor. Here are some extra tips for my best New York strip steak recipe. Rest your steak with herbs and garlic on top. Simply add a sprig of rosemary or thyme while the steak rests, and let the flavors infuse into the meat. It's a simple trick that I learned from watching Gordon Ramsay. For a richer, juicier steak, drizzle some of the natural juices or melted butter over the slices. It adds an extra layer of flavor and richness, making your New York strip steak feel like a restaurant quality dish. Now that you mastered the best New York strip steak recipe, I've got something even more exciting for you. If you thought the New York strip was good, just wait until you try cooking a tomahawk steak. It's a whole new level of flavor and wow factor. Click on this video right here and check out how to cook that perfect tomahawk steak. You won't want to miss it. And if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like and subscribe for more delicious recipes and grilling tips. I'll see you in the next one.